Harry, welcome. Now, we caught up recently at Super Young, and I didn't realise how crazy you are about health and wellness. I'm here in terms of craziness, but you're up here. So, mate, I'm keen and very excited about this conversation. But before we jump into it, for those who may not know you, which is quite rare, can you please tell everyone who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so obviously Harry Sheezel, I'm 20, play AFL football for North Melbourne. Got drafted
Elite athlete.
Elite athlete, you could say. Nah. I got drafted in 2022 and I'm just really passionate about wellness, to be honest. I've always trained pretty hard, but then since I've gotten into the AFL, I've just kind of taken it to the next level. And I guess with the people around me and the support I've had, really enjoyed it. I love the wellness side of things, always finding a little edge to get better. And the older I get, the more passionate I feel like I'm getting, and I'm doing more research into new ways to, I guess, improve my overall wellness, but then for performance as well.
But that's a rabbit hole, though. When you do so much research, you get down so many different rabbit holes. You go, maybe I should start doing this, and then this, and then this. Like, what are some things that you do at the moment? So obviously diet is big for you.
Yeah. Tell
us about your diet.
Yeah, my diet is probably my number one that I've probably taken to a new level since I've gotten drafted, and especially in the last 12 months. So I eat purely whole foods, all organic produce as well.
Meat, veg, seafood.
Yeah, so chicken, steak, like chicken, beef, fish as my proteins. A lot of eggs every morning. Same thing every morning, 4 eggs with fruit.
Yeah, avocado as well?
Avocado, I've actually moved to lunchtime now.
Why is that?
I'm getting enough fats through the eggs and sometimes smoked salmon. So I'm getting my saturated fats there. So then I thought if I moved my avocado to lunchtime, avocado is meant to be better for you in the morning, but I'm just balancing my fats throughout the day better.
Do you have olive oil as well on top?
I don't do it on top. I cook with olive oil, extra virgin.
Yeah.
Not too much though. Cook my eggs in butter, grass-fed butter. And then so in the morning I'm more, when I have a big training session, I'll have sourdough bread, organic sourdough bread. But,
the carbs.
I went a while without it and do purely fruit for breakfast as my carb source.
Yeah.
So I have a banana every morning and then either like a kiwi, papaya, apple, like I mix it up with the fruit.
Perfect diet.
I try and make it as perfect as possible. Throw in some spinach there sometimes.
Yeah. Do you cook it yourself or?
Yeah, all myself. I don't let anyone else touch my food.
Really?
Yeah. Don't eat out that much anymore.
So mum doesn't cook it for you, it's all you?
Nah, yeah. I'm just so passionate about it and I enjoy it. That's breakfast, and then lunch would be, like I said, beef, chicken or fish with a carb source, either white rice, jasmine or white rice, organic.
If you add coconut oil to white rice, it doesn't spike your glucose.
Really?
Yeah, so add some coconut oil to it.
There you go. I'll start doing that. Always cinnamon on my fruit to not spike my glucose and blood sugar levels. And then, so a bit of veg as well. I used to eat way more veggies than I do now.
Yeah.
Now I just get like a minimum amount because I'm getting enough vitamins and minerals in anyway. And then a lot of sweet potato and pumpkin. They're like my main carb sources as well.
Did you say you don't eat out at all?
I don't not eat out at all, but
very rarely.
Yeah, pretty rarely.
And when you eat out, do you have to go organic, or do you tell the waitress or waiter no seed oils? Like your
So I was recently away in South Africa with my family, and I did everyone's head in. And the waiters, when I was away, just ordering, always having, like, you're always making changes and adjustments to the menu. Just try and make it as plain as possible. So like protein by itself in minimal oil.
Yeah.
And then I'll get like a plain carb on the side. Yeah.
And do you think you've seen benefit from this diet? Like, are you feeling better as a human being?
100%. It's more. It's not a physical. Or maybe.
Or is it here?
It's both, I think. So I definitely feel better internally and cognitively for sure. So it's kind of like it's a micronutrient maxing diet, really, I think. So I'm getting the most micronutrients out of the foods that I eat rather than focusing on macronutrients, which is more for how you look and how your body like puts on muscle and stuff. So, which I'm sure you know.
I'm fanatical about this crap, which is actually leads me to my next question, because you become so fanatical, become stressed about it.
Yeah.
Like if I eat something that's subpar, I start getting stressed. And then I call it stress inception. I become stressed about being stressed, which is also terrible for your health. So you need to find that. You need to find
100%.
the balance.
Yeah.
And I don't think you and I are finding that balance at the moment.
I'm definitely getting better at it, but yeah, you're right. I haven't found that balance yet, and I'm getting a bit too
And you're only
fanatical
what, 20?
about 20, yeah.
Fucking hell. At 20, I was just a wild guy. I didn't give a shit about any of this stuff.
But the thing is, I enjoy it as well. So I sometimes get stressed about it if I'm not eating the perfect diet, which I need to get better at, but I also get so much enjoyment out of doing it. So I think there is a trade-off.
Yeah, no, I agree. Do you take supplements as well?
Only recently I've always taken like creatine and take beta-alanine for football in football season, and a few other ones I've taken here and there. But only recently this off season I've really like started doing more research into supplements and trying to find ones that work better for me. And I've got like blood work done and trying to be more specific with that because I feel like you can just blindly just follow whatever someone says online. Like we said, just Google and follow.
Yeah, I'm the worst at that. Someone's put something on YouTube and I'm like, okay, I'll give this a crack for a while.
Yeah.
And then 3 months later I measure my bloods and my bloods have gone backwards. So as you know, bloods are quite, you got to finesse them a bit.
Yeah.
And the issue with when you think you're so perfect at eating and supplementation and you get bloods checked and they're not great. As happened to me 2 days ago and actually happened to you recently. So how did it make you feel when you checked your bloods and they weren't as perfect as you thought they were?
Yeah, it's pretty flattening. I was pretty rattled. Like especially with like the testosterone measurement, like that's something I feel like my diet and the way I live, according to what everyone says that you should do.
If you eat meat, protein, your testosterone should be good.
Yeah, good sleep, training hard, low body fat percentage. I'm off my phone at night, blue light blocking, like all that.
You're fanatical.
Like organic, like underwear, like all that stuff.
Oh yeah, so I've got like organic underwear as well.
It's like all that stuff, like cold baths, sauna therapy, like everything I'm doing, and then you don't get the results you want. It's like,
how often do you sauna?
4 or 5 times a week.
So they also say before you go in the sauna or when you're in the sauna, you should actually put an ice pack on your balls.
I've read that actually. I haven't done it yet though.
I've actually got one at home, but I don't use it. But yeah, ice pack your balls when you go in the sauna. But ice baths are great for testosterone as well.
Yeah.
So I'm very surprised that your testosterone wasn't as high as it could have been. And I think, as we mentioned earlier, overtraining. But you have to train. Like you have to do it. That's
the thing, with the profession that I'm in, you do have to train so much. And I enjoy training so much. And when you train so much and you feel guilty when you're not.
Yeah.
So I definitely need to get better with that. But it's weird though, because like people say, weight training's the best for testosterone. So then I do more weights, but then am I overtraining? So it's so hard to know the balance. And that's why I'm really getting into like that blood work type thing and finding actual measurements and testing new things, and maybe supplementation's a way to go. Just work out the best thing that works for me.
But you have to be careful with supplementation being in the AFL. So what else do you do apart from diet, supplements? You said ice baths, sauna, anything else?
Yeah, super young. Super young's a cheat code. Hyperbaric chamber, I'm in there minimum 2 times a week.
Yeah.
Red light therapy, I feel like I've loved that. I think I always loved hyperbaric, but now red light therapy, I feel like it's having more of an effect for me, especially on my sleep. Like, my Whoop data says red light therapy plus 6% for my sleep each night. And then I do cryotherapy in between as well.
It's like a full-time job.
It is. But that's what I love about it. Like, because I'm so passionate about wellness and recovery and getting the most out of yourself, but it actually like is for my job because it's making me a better athlete. So it's perfect.
Thing is, you treat AFL and footy as a business, as you should. But are there many AFL players at the same level of awareness of health as you?
I probably wouldn't say the same. I don't know. From what I've gathered and who I've spoken to, they are passionate about it, but probably not to the same level.
You don't drink alcohol, for example?
No. Yeah.
Like you're crazy disciplined.
Yeah, I just enjoy it. I still have a lot of fun outside of football. It's not like it's my whole life and I'm too hell-bent on it. Like I have a lot of good relationships with mates and I still go out and have some fun.
So
but
you have the social interactions, which is also good for your health.
Yeah, so I make sure I stay as balanced as possible. I'm still working at that, but I just love it.
Do you live at home with the folks?
Yeah, moving out soon though.
Okay. I was going to say, so they don't basically cook any food for you. You do everything yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, it's interesting, man.
Yeah.
And how's the footy going?
Yeah, it's going really well. We're in the off season obviously now, back pre-season training, going to a Gold Coast camp tomorrow, which I'm really excited for. We did it last year and it's just so nice up there. Good bonding time with all the boys and coaches and nice weather. Training's a bit hard over there, but it's good. And yeah, so we'll have a bit of a break over Christmas and then back into it. And before we know it, the season will start.
And how's the body feeling?
Yeah, feeling really good.
Feeling strong?
Yeah, had a really good off season, focusing a lot on lower body power and acceleration. Something I'm not naturally or genetically gifted with is speed and power.
You got your genetics tested? Or you feel it's...
Yeah,
no, the reason I asked that, I had my genetics tested a few weeks ago and I'm genetically, I don't have power. I've got endurance but not power.
Yeah.
So you actually can test for that.
So I'm sure I'd be the same, more type 1, yeah. So, yeah, I think I probably won't naturally just ever get to that crazy top level of speed and power, but I'm just going to do as much as I can to try and build it into my game, hopefully next year. And I found like it's working in training a bit. I'm trying to focus on it and it's coming out a bit, but yeah, it's always a work in progress.
Are you training every day or do you take days off? Like, how's it all structured?
Yeah, so at the club we train, at the moment we have 2 big sessions where it's like 12K high intensity with football drills obviously and running in between. So that they're on Monday, Thursday.
Okay.
And then Saturday's a lighter session. It's still decent, so it's probably like 7, 8K. And then on Tuesday we have upper body weights. Wednesday I do upper body weights. Friday upper body weights, Sunday upper body weights, and then on the days where I'm training I do lower body. So it's 6 or 7 weight sessions a week, 3 on-field heavy legs, on-field sessions, and then we do a few little things like grappling we do at the club. Like it's like grappling training for football, which is really interesting.
Yep.
We swim a couple times a week.
It's crazy how
so maybe
much...
the overtraining is...
Yeah, I think the overtraining is definitely a factor, but you need to be crazy fit.
Yeah.
Do you have someone managing your diet at the AFL or do you tell them what you're going to eat? Because you're so passionate about it, you may know a little bit more than them sometimes.
I wouldn't say I know more than them. I think I know different stuff to them. Like they're the dietitians at the club and who I've like worked with, they're very performance focused.
Yep.
So it's quick carbs around training, which isn't like organic whole food. So I've kind of managed it in a way and spoken to them. They've been unbelievable about it is how we can like match the two together. So I'll eat the way I eat still with whole foods and organic produce, but with a performance mindset, so high carb around training. And we have a chef at the club that cooks lunch and breakfast for the boys. I opted out of that just because I just love the way I eat and I just find it easy to cook extras and bring it to the club. It's easy. But yeah, the dietitians are really good at the club and they've helped me, I guess, bring what I know and what I enjoy and matched it with, I guess, a performance-based mindset.
And what's the plan for next year?
Yeah, so win more games, essentially. We've had a rough couple of years since I've come into the league and even a few years before that. We've won 3 games both years, finished down the bottom 2 of the ladder, so it's been tough, definitely, but we've got a really young, exciting list, up and coming, and we've got a few new guys, experienced guys into the club this year, so yeah, there's a lot of belief and excitement around next year, and I have no doubt we'll hopefully climb the ladder and start getting some success soon.
Where did Melbourne finish last year?
17th out of 18. So, yeah.
It's all cyclical. You guys always come back. They always come back in the end.
Yeah, I think we've got too much talent now and too many good people in our club for it not to turn. Yeah, we got another high draft pick this year and a lot of experienced guys from other clubs who have had success, they've been incredible since they've come in this pre-season. So, and we have a lot of people already at the club and great people and great coaching staff. So, yeah, the belief's definitely there and now we just need to get it going.
Were you always going to play footy or were you looking at other sports as a kid?
Football was always my number one focus and I guess I was always the best at it and it was the priority. But I did play a lot of basketball growing up, which I think,
really?
Yeah, which complemented my football a lot, I feel. Gave that up around 15 years old and yeah, always knew football was hopefully the path and was fortunate enough to get drafted.
You went to Scopus, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that you're the first Jewish person to be drafted since 1999. Is that correct?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Which I'm surprised by.
Yeah.
Like there's no Jewish players in 25 years.
Yeah, it's a weird one because like the Jewish community, where stereotypically they're probably not that athletic and that good at sport, but like from when I grew up, like football was so big at school and in our community. Like I played football at Ajax, which is a local Jewish football club, and like everyone loves football, everyone trains hard and everything. So it was a bit of a surprise, and I have no doubt there'll be a few more to get drafted in the near future, and hopefully they do. But no, it's kind of cool being the only one. Hopefully I can set an example for kids to follow and be a bit of a role model for them.
Mate, no doubt you will, because you're an absolute weapon in life. So obviously you're playing AFL off the field. Are you doing any business, sponsorships? How does it all work?
Yeah, so a few sponsorships, which I'm very fortunate to have. So Whoop's a big one that I love because I'm trying to match up.
Show us your Whoop. There we go.
New band, very good. Yeah, and Nike. So like I'm trying to match up the brands that I kind of align with to the person I am, and trying to keep that pretty, I guess, organic and natural, and not kind of just promote brands that I probably don't believe in. So yeah, I'm really passionate about that. Super Young obviously is one that is great and also matches up with me. Essendon and Mazda, they're aligned with the club. So
Essendon and Mazda?
Yeah.
I thought they'd be supporting Essendon Football Club.
Nah, so Mazda's a big sponsor of North Melbourne, so a lot of the boys have some deals with Mazda dealerships, which is awesome.
Did they give you a Mazda?
Yeah, BT50.
Okay.
So yeah, roll around in the ute, which is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, pretty fortunate to have those sponsorships. And outside of that, I'm not doing too much in business. I'm just studying at the moment. I'm doing a business sports management course at Deakin online, part-time, which is going to take some time, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in looking at that side of it and maybe growing something.
Mate, the way I see it, you're only 20 years old. AFL is your obviously number one kind of career move at the moment. Why are you studying the sports management course, out of curiosity?
Yeah, so in school I was always really passionate about, I guess, the business side of sport, and I loved like the role of a player manager when I was younger. And I'm not too sure that's the path I'd go down now, but I still think just having a business degree and understanding of how that works is very beneficial in this day and age still, just going forward, and maybe life after football or even during football if an opportunity presents itself, that it is really important to have that degree.
I tell my kids that. I went to university and dropped out after 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So, but I do tell my kids, get some education.
Yeah.
Even though Dad didn't get it, I still believe in it. But I think...
But you worked out all right.
Yeah, mate. You always find your own path in life, I believe.
Yeah.
As long as you, I know, in my mind, as long as you outwork your competition, you put the work in, you're always going to do well. And I always tell my kids, read the room. Don't need to have the IQ, but have the EQ. You've got the EQ, you can read the room, you can almost do anything in life. Obviously, you can't play AFL football, but you can do well in business.
Yeah.
So after footy, do you have any ideas? Obviously, it's many, many years away.
Yeah. Yeah, not a specific idea. Hopefully, it's not for a little while, but you never know. Something could come up during football that I could maybe manage on the side. Personally, I am so passionate about something in the wellness space. So if an opportunity presented there, I'd definitely look at that. It's
likely at this stage, I think, for you.
Yeah. I just love it, and it matches my values, the way I live my life, even with my football. And I am so passionate about it. So maybe something in that space or in the business space or something still involved in sport. I'm not too sure.
Back to your Whoop. Do you check your stats every single morning?
Yeah.
So do you check sleep, HRV?
HRV, resting heart rate, strain, REM sleep.
What's your resting heart rate at the moment?
It's low 30s at the moment, so it fluctuates between, I reckon, 31 to 34 at the moment,
That's crazy.
I have a pretty low resting heart rate naturally.
Have you always had that as a kid?
I think so, yeah. I haven't really monitored it my whole life, but I think since I've had the Whoop, it's always been low, and HRV is relatively higher as well. So that usually is like 150 plus.
That's crazy stats.
Yeah. I'm not too sure if it's just genetics or...
It has to be partly genetic.
Yeah.
When you measure your stats, what does it tell you? For example, so if you have a sleep score of, say, 70, does that rattle you? Do you get upset by it?
I don't. I just kind of take it in, factor it into like how my day and then how I structure my next day really. So if I have, let's say, I don't really go off the sleep score because that kind of includes the debt and stuff. So I don't 100%
Can you explain the debt?
Yeah, so let's say one night you have 5 hours of sleep. You'll probably be in 3 hours of sleep debt because I think it goes based off 8 hours and your strain, it takes that into account.
Yeah.
And because it is probably right because I have such a high strain lifestyle that I probably need more sleep. So that's why I'm in sleep debt. But sleep debt's essentially, the sleep that you're not getting based on what they recommend. So they give you a score out of that. So let's say you slept 6 hours and it recommends 8, you get a 80% sleep score or 70%. So my sleep score is always lower than 100%. I haven't been able to get that up because of the debt, but I look at more the hours I've slept and then my HRV and because of that, because that's how much you have recovered.
But if you sleep 10 hours, does that help your sleep debt?
Yeah, remove sleep debt.
Okay.
But I don't really ever get 10 hours sleep just because
you don't need it or you just don't have the time?
More I don't have the time. And I feel like I'm functioning well on my 7-8 hours.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe I'll just do one day where all I do is sleep and just get a full reset.
Well, I believe you posted your stats on your Instagram recently.
Yeah.
Your strain score was 20.8.
My highest was 20.7. That was one day. That was game day.
A mate of mine, Jared, who you know, goes, tell Harry that my strain score was 20.8.
Yeah, he sent me a screenshot.
He wanted me to tell you.
Yeah. His stats were always like one better than me. So mine was 20.7. His highest strain was 20.8. My highest recovery was 95. His was 96. My highest sleep hours was like 9:23 and his was like 9 something or 10.
Can you explain the strain score?
Yeah, so I think it's a measurement out of 21, I'm pretty sure the maximum strain is. I don't know exactly how it's calculated, but I'm sure the formula is based on your heart rate, how high your heart rate is throughout the day, and the loads that you put on your body essentially. So you do more exercise, you put more strain on your body, your strain score is higher. If you have a more rest recovery type day, less intensity, it'd be lower. So, and then your recovery is factored in off that. So they give you a recovery percentage score based on how much strain you put on your body and then how much sleep you get and then how high your HRV is, which is the main indicator of recovery.
Yeah. You know the biggest issue I have with health and wellness and tracking everything that we do, that if we get an average score or our blood works average, it actually upsets me. So that's the biggest issue with what we do. Whereas I've got friends of mine who do nothing, don't do supplements, eat okay, and sometimes their blood work is better than mine. And I don't know how. I'm like, if I do everything perfectly, how is it not perfect blood work?
It's the same
thing, isn't it? And I don't know how to get around it. So I'm trying to not be so crazy about my health and wellness, and I'm kind of turning it down a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good point because I'm almost at the stage of the same where it's like other people.
Because you drive yourself crazy.
Yeah, and other people are getting the same, if not better results from much less work. So yeah, it's hard to grapple with that idea because we're naturally inclined to just think that do more equals better results.
Correct. Do more. You just nailed it.
So
do you follow guys like Brian Johnson?
I used to, not him, but I follow a lot of those accounts, yeah.
Who do you follow at the moment that you find resonates with you?
Yeah, a lot of the diet ones. So that the James, I don't know what their names exactly. But
do you know Paul Saladino?
Yeah, Paul Saladino.
Yeah, the carnivore with fruit and
yeah. So that's sort of similar to the way I eat, but I probably eat more carbs than him. And
he has raw milk.
Yeah,
or kefir.
Kefir, yeah.
Kefir, yeah.
It's like unpasteurized milk, raw milk. Yeah, I don't do that. I like a very high cheese, and it's a lot of it's high saturated fats and high protein diet. So yeah, I follow all that. I follow like a few supplement type people. Recovery. Huberman, obviously. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Peter Attia.
Yeah. Do you know the Finding Mastery podcast?
No.
That's really good. Dr. Michael 𝐂𝐸𝐬.
What's he talk about?
He gets all these different people on in different fields that have done some successful things, mainly in the health and wellness and performance side of things. So yeah, I love just scrolling through there and finding different ones that interest me. One recent one that I really enjoyed was the CEO of Momentous, the supplement company.
Okay.
Have you heard of that company?
No.
So they're like the leading supplement company for sports teams in America. So a lot of the NFL teams and NBA teams use them as their supplements. And he was a former NFL player himself, and he just speaks about his journey post-NFL career and how he got into that. And
what type of supplements do they offer?
So everything basically. So like foundational health, cognitive, they have performance, sleep, and then just your everyday. So like creatine, collagen, Tonkat Ali, all those,
You know, this morning I actually counted how many supplements I'm taking, and it's 37 different supplements.
A day. Wow.
And I was like, if I add one in, I take one out now.
Yeah.
Because it's just becoming too many supplements.
I think it definitely gets to a stage where it's too many. So I like I said before, I haven't really been big in supplements. I've only really just taken creatine and as a constant.
Yep.
But now I'm starting to do a bit more research and try and find ones that would be good to add into my life, as well as making sure that they're batch tested and informed sport. That's the big thing, because I would never risk, obviously, getting banned through a banned substance.
Are you concerned that the AFL will test and find an illegal drug in your system?
Yeah, so I would never risk that. So I'm very careful with the like I don't have protein powder, not because of the supplements, because there are a lot of tested supplements for protein powder, but it's just because I get all my protein organically through food. But yeah, I make sure if I was ever to take a supplement like the creatine I make sure it's all banned substance tested, and they have like logos on it that you can look for and test it on an app. So yeah, you got to be pretty careful, because like there's been athletes that
that's fanatical. That's great.
Yeah, well, you need to, because if you get tested and there's a banned substance, you get banned for I think either 2 or 4 years. So
you wouldn't take magnesium, for example,
unless I've done the research and it's batch tested. But magnesium's usually fine.
Yeah. Do you take any supplements to help you sleep?
Yeah. So I've started magnesium, an informed sport one. That's the only one really, and then turmeric I take. That's more anti-inflammatory.
Before you sleep?
Yeah, I just take it with my magnesium.
Okay. Yeah, I take turmeric as well.
Yeah. Do you take it in the morning?
I take it in the morning and evening, with magnesium in the morning and evening as well.
You take magnesium in the morning?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I've got low magnesium. I don't know why.
Yeah, okay.
But I take magnesium glycinate in the evening, and I take magnesium, a few different varieties, in the morning.
What do you think's the best supplement for you? Or that
vitamin D for me. I take 10,000 IU per day, which is quite high.
Wow. How many capsules is that?
It's one capsule, but it's with it's vitamin D, K2, and spironella.
Yeah, wow.
The only one capsule, yeah.
That's cool.
So, because I did my genetics, and my genetic test said or mentioned that I need high doses of vitamin D to heal properly. So now I take vitamin D, and I find that I heal faster.
Have you noticed much difference since you've taken more supplements?
Yes, I have. I'm not sleeping well at the moment, and I know it's something I'm taking. So I've started taking things out of my regime, and I'm going to add things slowly back in once my sleep improves. So that's a problem. When you do so many different things, which is what I do, if something's impacted like your sleep, then you're like, fuck, what could it be?
Yeah. Yeah. It's so hard to know when you take so much.
So anyways, I'm taking things out at the moment, and we'll see if it improves over the next 2 weeks. But what I find is I get to sleep quite well, and then 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I wake up.
Yeah, wow.
So something's going on.
See, I used to always wake up. Well, I do always wake up middle of the night. It's always like 4 or 5 a.m. Always need to go to the toilet.
Really?
Yeah.
Now at age 20?
Yeah. So it's been like that for a while. So then now that I've kind of started thinking about that and trying to stop that, I've started eating a bit earlier, not having. So
do you drink after 6 p.m.?
I do. I have a tea with my magnesium.
Yes, so do I.
So
we're like a couple of old farts.
I know. To have my tea, my organic tea with my magnesium and turmeric before bed. But what I have noticed is helping my sleep a lot is not eating after dinner. So I'll have 4 meals a day now, whereas dinner's being my last meal. Whereas I used to always eat right before bed. I used to have like a yogurt before bed.
Yeah, no, it's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah. So I've definitely found that if I eat now at 7, 8 o'clock rather than eating at like 6:30 and then again at 9:30, that if I eat just my last meal at 7, let's say 7:30 as dinner, go for a little walk after, my digestion's much better. Then I'll have my tea, which helps me settle down, my magnesium, get off my phone before bed. That it's really helping, and I'm sleeping through the night much more.
Yeah, I find if I have my dinner at say 6 or 6:30, and then not have anything else for the rest of the day, and just have my tea, my supplements, I can get to sleep quite easily.
Yeah.
But I just started fasting.
Oh yeah.
And my stomach is rumbling right now because I'm so used to having breakfast.
Yeah.
And then I have 4 meals a day. I was having 4 meals a day. Now it's down to say 2 or 3, and I'm shredding weight, which is not a good thing when you're already lean.
Yeah.
But the health benefits, from what I've read, are phenomenal. So I know it's like, do you want to? With you exercise a shit ton, so you need it.
Yeah, I don't fast just because of the loads my body goes through, and I need fuel, and I lose weight anyway based on what I do. So,
like, what's your percentage body fat?
I got it done at super young. I think it's like 6 or 7%.
That's low.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get my muscle mass up, but
what was your percentage muscle mass?
I can check for you now quickly.
In the in-body scan.
Yeah. In body, here we go. I don't know if it was percentage, but
what
I think
was your score?
91.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Really?
Yeah, 91.
Awesome. So I'm sure you'd have much higher muscle than I would.
Literally, I just did my score 2 weeks ago.
My body fat mass is 5.
Does the North Melbourne Football Club want you to put weight on?
Yes and no. Like, it's not a particular focus. Like, they're saying, oh, you need to put on weight or you're not going to play. Like, it's not like
but
that.
Strength. They want you to put on strength.
Yeah, naturally, you want to always increase muscle mass, but then also not get too fat. So my body fat percentage is obviously low, so I think I can afford to let that come out a little bit and put on some more muscle, which I will, I think, do towards the start of the season, whereas now I just leaned up a bit and got my running to a good stage. So it's hard because we have the AFL is such a all-round versatile sport where you need to be fast, have an elite endurance, be strong,
you need
be agile,
the whole package,
skills, and it's probably one of the hardest sports in terms of the actual game, not making the AFL, but the actual game itself is probably one of the hardest, more diversified sports. So you need to be good at everything, really. So it's so hard because, yes, you can put on muscle, but then your running is going to go back. So it's about having the perfect balance between speed, endurance, and strength.
Yeah. I don't know firsthand, but I played a lot of footy as a kid.
Yeah.
I've had 3 knee reconstructions.
Yeah, wow.
And once your knees go, mate, it's 𝐂𝐚𝐻𝐿𝐴.
Yeah.
So they're good now because of stem cells.
Yeah.
I went to overseas. I know you can't do stem cells.
Tell me about that.
So I've done stem cells in Cayman Islands, the US, and Japan about a month ago.
Yeah.
And 8 months ago, I couldn't walk. I got a cortisone injection in my left knee. And as you know, cortisone is the worst for you. It actually
I haven't had one yet.
It destroys your ligaments.
Yeah.
It may take away the pain and inflammation, but actually helps destroy your ligaments. Got a cortisone injection, and then a week later, literally, I was limping around Melbourne. I went to Tassie for a holiday. Could not move.
Yeah.
Had to get surgery, and then as I got surgery, I got stem cells at the same time. So I actually banked my stem cells 10 years ago. There's a place here in Melbourne that you can actually bank your stem cells. They take your fat, and they basically store it for you. Wow. So they take your young stems, and when you need it, they just thaw it out, and they inject it where it's needed.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's actually a new business I'm looking at, banking stem cells. But I did it, and now I'm doing everything again, squatting, running, everything.
Yeah,
I'm a massive advocate of it. I know you can't do it, but maybe when footy finishes and the body's maybe a little bit damaged, maybe, touch wood.
Yeah, hope not.
Look at stem cells.
Yeah, maybe.
Post-football
career.
Post-footy.
Hopefully, don't need it, but you never know. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm a massive...
It's banned here in Australia, stem cell therapy?
No, you can do stem cells, you can do your own stems. So you can do your fat, which is basically liposuction.
Yeah.
And you can do bone marrow, where they drill into the bone and take the marrow out.
Yeah.
I've done both. And both are great, but I've done umbilical cord in Cayman Islands, and I've done, just that as well. And I did exosomes in Japan, which is basically not stem cells, but it's similar and helps with inflammation. Game changer.
Wow.
Yeah.
So interesting. It's amazing how much stuff there is out there that like you can do for your body.
I keep telling my mates, stay alive for 10 years and you'll live well beyond 100 years of age.
Yeah.
Because what's coming in the next 10 years is crazy. With the technology around AI and how you can just check to see what's wrong with your body and they can scan it and see this is right with you, this is wrong with you, this is what we need to do to fix it. It's all coming. I think Spotify launched a new business in London where you basically go into this room and it scans your entire body and outlines what's wrong with you. Spotify, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's all coming. Like you'll sit in a chair like this, they'll take your temperature and it'll basically scan your entire body.
Yeah, wow.
So
maybe we need to bring it to Australia.
Mate, I'd love to. It's kind of my jam at the moment.
Mate, me too.
Yeah. I think GPs in the next 10 to 20 years are in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Because I think with just technology, less mistakes, more accurate data and more efficient.
It's probably more modern, yeah.
Modern,
with the
yeah.
Technology.
Yeah, technology. So, and guys like Brian Johnson are kind of leading the way in that space.
Yeah.
Love him or hate him, what he's doing is another level. Like you're fanatical.
Yeah.
He's a level above that.
That's his life.
It's his life.
Yeah.
And he's made it into a huge global business.
What's his biological age?
Was it 21 or something crazy low?
Yeah. And how old he's? I don't know.
He's 46.
And like 21's like the ideal, isn't it? It's like he's got it down to like the perfect age that you need to be, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know,
and
something.
Yeah, I know. He took his son's blood and did a transfusion.
Actually, I stopped following him.
Why is that?
I don't know. Just.
No, I actually learned stuff from him.
Yeah? Maybe I'll very follow.
The reason being, I was losing my hair about a year ago. I had a little bit of a patch there. I did his routine of resolving the hair loss. It was red light and minoxidil and a couple other things. Grew back.
Really?
Yeah, so I actually do learn
stuff. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I do learn bits and pieces from him.
Yeah, it's amazing how much knowledge there is out there and how little we know, I guess.
A lot of people just don't have interest in it.
Yeah.
Like you're fanatical about it. I'm crazy about it. And a lot of my friends just don't give a shit. Yeah. And that's fine. But I always just stay alive. Yeah. It's all you got to do. It's all coming.
It's exciting for sure. So you monitor your glucose too?
Oh, yeah. So, because I'm trying to work out why I'm not sleeping that well and I thought my glucose might be dropping or even spiking. No, it's
constant.
It's constant.
It's perfect.
It's like,
what's it at? Fours, fives?
Low fives.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, and I was like, I actually want it to be this so I could fix it.
Yeah.
Like having a snack before you go to bed, for example, would fix the issue if your glucose drops quite low. It's constant.
Do you track calories and
no?
Have you ever?
No. Just I'm too lazy for that.
Yeah.
I try and fix things with a pill.
Yeah.
It's actually the worst. I'm like, I want to put some muscle on or lose a bit of weight, I'll just pop a pill, or I want to improve my healing, I'll pop a pill, which is the worst thing you can do.
See, I'm all about diet and how you can get it through food.
No, I'm like, I'm like, I even bought my own lunch, for example.
Nice.
And it's like meat, veg, olive oil, a dash of olive oil, but I still think popping pills is actually the worst. I don't condone it at all.
37 pills a day. That's
I'm trying to trim it back. So, mate, knowing what you know now, what are the top 5 things that have positively impacted your health?
Yeah, it's hard to narrow it down to 5. Do you want it in order?
No, you can just whatever you feel like.
Okay, so I think sleep, everyone says sleep is the number one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to actually get into napping on big training days, so in the afternoons.
I love a good nap.
I can't do it, so I'm really trying to get better at that. Taking a little arvo nap. I've seen LeBron James does it pre-game. So,
I've seen that,
Yeah. Need to get into napping. Diet, for sure. Eating whole foods that, I guess, make you feel the best that you can feel and getting the most out of the nutrients that you get, so micronutrients.
I reckon diet's almost number 1.
Yeah.
And the reason being, if your diet's poor, it's going to impact your sleep.
True.
If your diet's amazing, it's going to help you sleep better.
Yeah. No, actually, I see both sides.
This is all you. I'll shut up.
No. You know as well. Exercise, and more specifically, weights, I think, are most important, doing weight training as much as possible. And then your basic cardio, so like even a walk is important. So I'll say I'll put that together, exercise obviously. Number 4 would be sauna. I reckon saunas over ice baths just because of the relax. Well, if you include the other 3, so if you're exercising as much as you can, I think a sauna is as important because it relaxes you and it helps with that sleep.
Question for you though.
Yeah.
I found when I was sauning so often and I had sore joints from overtraining, it actually made the issue worse. When I had the ice bath, it got rid of the inflammation in my body.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. I think it's all relative. So if how much you train depends on how much recovery you do or what recovery you do. Ice baths definitely are important for if you have a high inflammation, you need ice baths more than saunas, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
And it's so hard to just name it, but hydration has to be there.
Oh, yeah.
That's something I probably didn't pay as much attention to in my first couple of years in the AFL as I probably should have. And now I'm massive on hydration, getting the perfect amount of hydration in each day. So electrolytes on big days in the mornings. Yeah. Coconut water, coconut water has been massive for me recently. And then caffeine, I guess you could throw in there. That counts.
Doesn't it dehydrate you, caffeine?
Yeah, but for an energy. Like, so if you offset it with the right amount of hydration, it works well. So yeah, I'll chuck that in, just hydration.
Really fascinated to see your journey and how it all plays out in the next, 20 years.
No, thank you. Yeah.
I was talking about you on the way here with Jared. I said, you're an old soul. You've turned your AFL career into a business. Like, it's a business for you, and as it should be. Like, it's your passion, it's your career, it's a business. And when you finish footy, I think you'll be an absolute weapon.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Definitely love the chat. Thanks for having me on.
Mate, you're probably on Shark Tank. if it's still going in 20 years' time, I think you'll take over.
No, just need you, or maybe we'll get something going. But I see it as a business, but I also love it. That's what's the key thing, and that's what makes me want to work so hard towards it and put so much effort in, because I love what I do. So it's a business, but I love my job, if that makes sense.
No, man, you can see that. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming on board.
Thanks, Nick.
Cheers, mate. If you're keen to learn more about today's guest, please check out the show notes. And if you want to live to 150 years of age with lots of cash in the bank, press the subscribe button so you never miss a future episode. Take care, guys.